Hey there, beloved Ascension pioneers, and welcome to my video about the twin Merkabah, the Star of David alignment that we had. It's kind of like I was driven for a few days now to make a writing about it because there was something that needed to come true. I was getting insights about the deeper meaning and the purpose of this alignment that was here for us since June and the end of July and the end of August. And for the past few days I was thinking about it, and there were some insights coming through, and I have something to share with you. Ever since I moved here, I kept seeing the symbols for twin soul. I kept seeing swans everywhere, and there were messages, after we finished with our work, because before it was a lot of energy needed to be focused elsewhere. But then, when the energy shifted towards more within and observing the things and everything, I was just so guided to just start thinking about this more, because it kept popping right in my face. It's like the swans were everywhere, the symbols were everywhere. I was thinking about it and someone sent me something about it. So it was just clear messages coming through about this. And then yesterday I received a crystal clear guidance that I need to make a writing about it. And because I'm always tired in the evening from all the activities, the daily things going on, and emails and everything, and I would just fall back asleep, so in the evening is not an appropriate time for me to source through automatic writing. So I knew today that when I woke up I needed to do it right away. So I did it. I spent an hour in bed just writing this and feeling it through, and just getting in words. For me, I don't need to write to get guidance. It's just how I get it in a form that is compact, and it brings through the codes of light in language that we can further ground. Language is a more physical form of how we can correlate to things. So yesterday I was running and I came here to this beautiful view, which I will show you at the end of the video. It's this beautiful elvish forest here, and it's like a riverbank. You're kind of sitting above the river, and it's just amazing. You're overlooking the river and the mountains, and you're just sitting above the river, watching it like down. You can see it, but you can hear it probably behind me. And there's mountains in the back and the river valley there that just goes all the way up north. So I was just so surprised, and I thought, wow, I need to record my video here. So the thing is that besides from this guidance that I keep receiving, and it keeps popping in my face, it's not just that I've been pulling twin soul cards and guidance, and then I see other people pulling it and other people receiving similar guidance. And just this weekend I saw a video from a sister of light who did the reading with the Ascended Masters, and she had beautiful oracle spread with the twin soul card. She said this is a confirmation for others and me that the twin soul is on the way. And I'm thinking, what's happening? Before it was just like snapped out of it because I was so focused on my physical work and relocation and all of it. But then right after I settled, this kept popping in my face. It's not just that there were physical swans there present. It's like the swans in symbology, just a neighbor had this beautiful vase that was like swan shape, and I was guided to see this movie. This was, I think it was this weekend, and it said, be careful for the signs, just watch the signs. I'm like, what signs? And I'm watching the movie, but there's a heart-shaped cloud there in the air, as long as I'm speaking this. And there were swans, like made from lights, twinkling in the sea. There was two of them. I'm like, what is it with the swans? And swan has always been a symbol of the twin soul love and grace. So what this means is what is happening now, with a lot of these gateway openings, and that is why I would like to read you my whole automatic writing, and I will get it in written form as well this weekend, probably, because I'm taking some time off just to go to the mountains for 2 days. But I will get it in written form as well, so you can read it. Not just if you won't be able to hear all of it because of the river running and the nature, how it is, but it is so. I'm guided to record my videos outside, and this is where I spend most of my time if I can, if it's so guided. So it's just that signs were everywhere, and then people started asking me about twin souls again via emails, and this was like gone for a while, and I'm thinking, this is funny, but especially I'm seeing still a lot of the confusion about this. It's still happening. There's still people who mistake a twin soul relationship for the true union, which is full of grace. And I would just listen to Leora's recent 3 videos, and again she was describing this harmony between twin soul couplings. It has nothing to do with lower emotions or running away or anything like that. My guidance crystal clearly told me when I was driving to the city on Monday that these connections were to prepare us for true union. So the lower had to get out so the new can anchor. So we can be able to hold that amount of love, which is actually divine love returning to this planet. So there's still a lot of confusion, and if you're one of those who just doesn't want to give it up, you know, the idea that you have about a certain someone in your life, and just go see my Twin Soul videos. They have a whole collection and different topics and themes that are regularly associated with it, and the questions that I'm being asked. So to present this in a true way, within truth that it is, which is divine love and serving to all creation. So before I go on further, you know, because the symbols and the guidance is everywhere, and a lot of the times I'm just going, okay, what are you throwing into my face all the time? And you're just saying, the guy's saying, just write it down. And when I came back online, I was tagged in a few notes about this twin Merkabah. And I'm thinking, why are they calling it twin Merkabah? It's very funny. Oh yeah, because there's two of them. You know, the alignments was in the end of July and then in the end of August. And everything seemed so right. I'm like, twin, again the word twin. I'm just pondering about it, and then a friend sends me in exact same moment the activation about calling out your beloved. And it's just, what's happening? I felt like in a twilight zone, and that's where I was really being pressed by my guidance to do the writing. So this is the writing that I did. I'm going to read it to you guys. And my question was, dear Spirit, I wish to have a deeper understanding about the double twin star of David, the Merkabah of light, that was seeding onto the planet during the Syrian gateway between the 27th of July and 27th of August. So, guys, here it goes. Let's prepare. It's going to be a long reading. 2 pages. Maybe 3. Yeah. 3. So, for most of the path of ascension, the physical ascension, which is a very personal process and path, have come to an understanding that everything. So I said, oh, so for the most, you know, that's what I wanted to say here, that most people, individuals who are in the path of physical ascension, which is a very personal process and path, which if you are in this path, you have come to realize, have come to an understanding that everything is also associated with the planetary ascension. It is a process that goes hand in hand. Also, that everything operates through gateways that are entry points to certain energy essences, coming straight from the center of creation. Oh, there's a butterfly, white one. So this writing will kind of explain the whole meaning. It's going to go deeper. It's not just going to be about this twin Merkabah. It's going to be about how energies come to our planet and how we activate them, like all in general. So coming straight from the center of creation. These entry points serve as anchors of light and seed the certain consciousness on the planet collectively. Then there are those who also work through those gateways just like the planet does, and so this works hand in hand. These individuals then help to anchor, ground, and spread, so it's kind of like reverberate this out into the collective through the unity consciousness grid, which is matrix, or better yet said, creatrix. These individuals are then serving the planet through their own embodiment and a new way of living. So each gateway brings a certain type of energy to be embodied on the planet, to slowly but steadily usher in a new golden age for those who choose this path or timeline, which is a probability, as the higher reality frequency of Earth does. This most recent start alignment and seeding, which many also call the summer of divine love, it was the messages that I was receiving personally as well, was bringing through the potential and opening to divine love, the natural state of grace with the merging of the divine feminine and masculine, which the two opposing triangles truly represent, you know, because we had the earth and the water triangles opposing each other. They represent the merging of the opposing polarities, the union of both, and the perfected spirit message of one soul essence, falling back in love, well, which it is connected to feeling, with the self and source within all that is. So it's kind of like that feeling, if you're in the path, you probably recognize within yourself, you really, really deeply fell back in love with life in general. It's like you love all that is, and you see everything as a benevolent force running through divine, as a divine presence through everything. So the water and earth elements of the triangle represent anchoring of the feeling side of life into the planet Earth. So therefore, the combination of these two elements. Why the gateway was doubled. The same as with the joining forces of each new and full moon, or the eclipses, which are also doubled. They come in sequences, you know. Or the winter-summer solstice that actually culminate one upon each other. So these are like all cycles, from smaller to grander cycles. So it also goes with every other alignment and gateway. It's the same way. So first, the energy is being opened, so activated and seated, and secondly, it is being anchored and grounded into the unity grid, which is being again rewired and reconnected back to Earth. That is how the true perfected grid of grace is slowly but steadily again being restored. And for now, a deeper meaning of this gateway that many call the twin Merkabah gateway. There are no coincidences, only synchronicities. Everything in creation functions through the twin polarity principle, and so do gateways and activation points. Now, this particular one was very rare, which many were also recognizing as such and saying so. True, for there has not been such an infusion of divine love and fusion opening on the planet for so very long. But now it is happening. There's also no coincidence that so many were repeatedly getting the signs of a twin soul union, as this is the true nature of the law, so the principle of the twin opposing polarity within divine love, spark of all creation. So this particular gateway is now activating the potential for twin soul reunions, of course in the physical as well. You see, Earth itself needs to support this frequency so that it can be established and embodied en masse, so in a large, broader scope. What was happening before within many ascending souls were the preparations for this true and lasting union. And all that was not within divine love needed to be recognized and cleared away, so purified. Those who have not yet done this conscious work still need to go through these necessary preparations, because we need to go through them by steps. You can cross a certain gateway you haven't done the previous one, you know, like if you have certain spiritual initiations, you don't go from 1st to 7th, or, you know, just giving numbers randomly, but you go, and there's a certain lineup there that is in divine order. And those who have gone through are now truly getting ready for these lasting unions to be the real representatives and way showers of such true soul love, the essence of creation. They are here to steadily anchor this awareness back to this planet as the way showers of divine love. But these portal openings are not linear. This is a very important fact here. They do not operate as specific dates, numbers, or deadlines. No way. They function merely in a way to generate a particular energy essence, and then they remain open for individuals to walk through. Those who have then already walked through them are then assisting others to walk through them themselves. So it's kind of like it's happening in stages. All works through the unity grid, and the more that do walk through them, the faster, so more amplified it all becomes, and the process itself naturally quickens. So those who are stepping through it first are serving as anchor points of light, which is awareness, and pillars of light who always make sure that all who are meant to pass through the gateway through conscious self-awareness. So the pillars are holding the light, waiting for everybody who's meant to walk through. Just like the gatekeepers were making sure that the gate was properly open and become fully activated and active. And so all have their own beautiful role in this play in the divine plan of perfection. That is true. That happening now is also causing many to withdraw from the spotlight, go within and fully activate and reactivate this light. That is because they are guided to fully activate the codes from deep within their DNA and the whole body structure, which is the cellular matrix and memory. With conscious self-reflection and absorption, they can fully bring this into their bodies as the conscious living gods and goddesses of the new, reflecting this to everyone else and all life. Self-time, devotion, and reflection is really crucial right now indeed. Many feel this as a deep stirring deep inside, or like something is brewing up in the air. One of my friends literally coined up this term, and it's proper, so proper. This is true. That is why deep preparation through energy withdrawal and focusing is crucial, especially now in September after the 2 following gateways. Many astrologers also unveiled what is further going to be happening with the following star alignments. With the 8th degree of Scorpio, the infinity mark, being activated on September 17 to 18, and then again followed by the integration and grounding in November 3rd, when the Scorpio eclipses occur and anchor this further into the planetary embodiment. Watch for any astrological or numerology reports about this, because I've just seen one this weekend and it totally matched what I was getting through the spirit. By now, each consciously ascending soul needs to be aware of how these gateways operate, and that is why these self moments are really important right now. Self moments. Sitting by the riverbank, watching the mountains, feeling yourself. This September-November timeline specifically because it represents the grounding of the Star of David alignment in consciousness. This is about the real deal, so walking the talk and truly merging with the twin soul deeply from within to without, as many will be reuniting with their beloveds after this. It is all structured within perfection, and one merely has to be prepared, ready, willing, devoted, and open to receive. It is not about the time or a linear date when a particular individual soul reunion should take place. Like if we have a certain astrological alignment happening on that day, and you think, okay, this is the day when I'm supposed to meet someone, or it's not like that. This is when the energy gets activated on the planet. It's not linear time structure. It's not an event. It's an energy influx, and it's ongoing. Right, butterfly? Yeah, there's another one right there. Again, it is about the energy opening, and then it is up to each individual's timeline, soul, which is soul choice and destined chosen path, to walk through this and experience it physically. So it is up each to every one of us how we will experience this individually. We cannot compare ourselves and our path to anyone else, because we have chosen, we have a specific role and how we walk through it ourselves. All is perfect, and everybody has already chosen. This is beautiful. And I do have to mention something else as well, which again, it was such a synchronicity that I was just, when I did it, I was like, okay, I won't even think about it anymore. It's just, comes to me and it goes, because I'm not even getting attached to it. I'm just observing it, how the messages come, how they flow, how they leave, and you're just being very neutral and grounded about it. Because a lot of people, when they hear such things and about certain alignments and events, they're like, oh, this is going to happen on this date, I got to be ready. Yes, you have to be ready, but it's not going to happen on a certain date. It's just the energy will come to the planet to support this process, and the process is something much deeper. For example, when you look at a twin soul connection and reunion, it is much deeper than, being like this couple, finding each other and just being in love. It is about soul purpose, and it is about joint forces that are actually generated and amplified together, more so than just one. They're combined. They have a great impact on what is happening on the planet. So on the weekend I was playing with my I Ching box, which I never really explored so much before, and you have this, how you read it. There are these cards that were assembled and created after the true book of Revelations, which is the Chinese book. And it's one of the most ancient divinatory tools, divination tools, and the author said that it's not just to be used by, like this prophecy, yes, no, what's going to happen, but it's a deeper meaning of understanding consciousness. So I was playing with it, and it's described how you mix the cards and how you draw cards 7 times. You create your own symbol. You create your own symbol. You have the aspects, heaven, earth, wind, thunder, mountain, water, so on. You have 8 of the general principles, archetypes. So what you do, you draw the card so far until you get a final, your own sign, which is, it's like this, it answers in depth what you're asking about. And I said, okay, since I'm practicing, and I was really much in my sacred space back then, because this is kind of like how you do divination. And I just asked, I said, okay, let's focus on the partnership that I'm trying to establish for the greater good of all and to be of service. And you will not believe the answer that I got was thunder and wind, and water and wind, because you get 2 from certain combinations. And I'll read you what the first one is about, which is wind, thunder, and it says, its name is duration. Wind and thunder, submission and penetration unite. Woman is inside and beneath, man is outside and above. A long-lasting union, the true marriage. I was like, oh, come on. I was just laughing. And it says, duration means development, not stagnation. For development, space is needed. but it is important to have the goal in one sight in order not to get lost. So it's about, you understand what you want. You want this lasting union, but you understand that in creation everything is unfolding by this perfected plan that is unveiling bit by bit and step by step. So it's not about, like I said, a date when you will meet someone. It's a process. It's a very beautiful process and journey. And the other one was wind and water, and it's called the well. The wood draws life-giving water from the earth and distributes it in all directions. Get to the root of things, work for the common good, and help others. Which again is about service to the greater good. It's a marriage, a lasting union that benefits the whole, and when the two are being of service together, with their amplified energies, you know, working together as one for unity consciousness. So it was beautifully explained, and right after that, I came home and I saw the video. And I was really astonished because the video was a moon scope that it was focused on the astrology for the month of September, but it was really strengthened there, and doubled and tripled actually was this long-lasting union aspect within the degrees of infinity. So it's kind of like this eternal union. So what's happening on our planet is something that a lot of us have already felt, but the planet itself and the energies anchoring onto it are really strengthening and anchoring this. And it's going to happen, it's going to continue to happen, and a lot of the reunions will take place. They will come forth and they will shine together as one, so be prepared. Don't attach to those lower ideas you have about a certain relationships. Just let go, relax, and let the story unfold on its own. Just forget about the old. It doesn't serve us anymore. You know, the more that we stay attached to this, what this is supposed to be, the less we're actually in that energy and truth. So the more that we let go, the more the truth reveals itself naturally. So I hope you like this reading. I hope it resonates. I will get it in writing, like I said, and I'm open again to Ascension messages because I'm accepting the requests again after my physical relocation. And if you want to have your Ascension personal message be focused more about what's happening with you in relationships, relationship-wise, you can add that, you know, so I can know that I'll place focus more in that note, okay? So until next time, I hope you enjoy your nature escapades. The month of September is really inviting us to be in silent retreat, to be in communion, and to get new directions and ideas for our new life. It takes time, you know. A lot of us guides, we're working so much for being a service to others, but Ascension is a physical process as well. So in order for us to physically shift, we needed to do a lot of physical work. Because of that, we need to ground a lot of energies now in our new directions, okay? You know, kind of you move, like I move, you do something, you change your career, whatever you think is important for you. For me, it's not about that. For me, it's about soul purpose. But then you come to this space where it all feels brand new, and then you're like, okay, so now what? And you just have to stay receptive and just be open and wait. Let it all come together naturally, okay? The energies are activating what they are. It's all about time. It's a matter of divine timing. So stay true to yourself. Enjoy very much. Many blessings. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hey guys, I just want to show you the view where I'm sitting at the top of the riverbank. And always headed out with my backpack and my notebook and camera and my notebook. So this is kind of like an overview of what I'm looking at right now in my meditation. This is my meditation spot for today, with the river, see? And overlooking the entire space, the entire valley. It's like almost like a river valley, a mountain river valley. So this is kind of like for you to see, feel the energy. There's always energy in this space. One of my friends who's writing to me recently has said that there's an intense energy coming from these stones. But of course you have to be open to feel it. Not everybody would feel it. If you're more like a forest person, then you have forest there as well. But it's intense energy in these stones. So to encapsulate this moment, I made this short recording. And you see, there's very much in alignment with my soul, this beauty that we're looking at right now, especially this part. This part is the most beautiful one. Headed there tomorrow probably, or day after, calling me.